So the next procedural thing that I want everyone to know about is client report forms. This is a process that you'll do at the end of every tutoring session. I recommend that you do it as soon as you possibly can so you don't forget and so you don't forget what happened. If you have to do them like a week ahead of time, you're going to forget stuff. So just make sure that you're doing it as soon as a tutoring appointment is over. Client report forms are basically a rundown of the things that you talked about in your tutoring appointment. So some of the highlights of things you worked on, some of the things you recommended the client do in the future to keep revising their piece. It serves as a reminder for your client just so they can remember what happened in the session. There's also an option for the system to send the client report form to the client's professor. And it serves as kind of like proof that they came to the Writing Center too. So it serves a bunch of different things. It also, in terms of record keeping, helps me to see what's going on in the center. So they're really, really important. They are required. And so I'm going to talk to you about how to do those now. So to do your client report form, what you would do is you would go to the blocked off time that your appointment was scheduled for. Just double click on that time. And what you'll do is up at the top, there will be a drop down menu where you can choose add new form. Okay, that's where you can type out your client report form. How I recommend you write these is in the letter format, just so it sounds more personable and professional. On page 13 of your tutor handbook, there's a template that you can use to write these. Eventually, you'll probably get to a place where you don't need the template anymore, but feel free to use this the first couple times you're writing these up. So it says, hello, enter client's name. It was a pleasure working with you today at the Writing Center. This is just a summary of our appointment to serve as a reference to you and your professor and to help you as you revise. You brought in blah, 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 and wanted to work on blah, blah, blah. We read through your whatever it is together and did X, Y, Z. So here's where you want to describe the appointment, what the student said, what you said, and what you suggested for further action. You don't need to give like a play-by-play, but do the best you can to talk about the highlights. So like overall, we worked on blah, blah, blah. Thank you for coming to the Writing Center and good luck with your assignment, best, and then whatever your name is. So that's what I'd like you to put into your client report form. In just a moment, I'm going to show you what those look like. Okay, so when it's time for you to do a client report form, this is what the process looks like. So pretend I am Kalila and I have conducted my e-tutoring appointment. I've sent in my comments. I'm all done. What I do is I go back into that appointment. I go up to Appointment Tools and I choose, it should say either Add New Report or Enter New Report. I can't remember. We're not seeing this one because Kalila has already done her report, which is great. So we're not seeing that now, but you will see Add New Report, okay? Once you do that, you'll have the section where you input the letter, like the template that I showed you. At the bottom, you'll also see an option to email the professor if the professor has asked for proof, okay? So this one, we can add new report because Annika hasn't done hers quite yet, but that's fine. We would add new report, and this is what it looks like. We put in the assignments, we put in that letter of the template that I showed you, and then here are the email options, okay? So we can put in the professor email if the student has requested that it's sent to them. If you forget to do that, you should be able to go back in and do it afterward. If you can't figure that out, what you can do is just email it to the professor directly, or you can let me know and I can do it for you, okay? So that is how to add a new report for a client report form in WC Online. If you have questions about this, let me know. Like I said, it's ideal for you to do it the same day that the tutoring appointment happened, so you remember what occurred, okay? If you forget, I will email you and let you know because it is important for our records that we have those, okay? Cool, that's it.